episode 337. Welcome back, my lovely listeners. Do you feel it too? This frenzy we are in to always comment on everything. Or if we don't comment, we are busy reading everyone else's comments. Of reacting to what others say, getting outraged and opposed and defensive. I thought it would be good to share an idea, not on how to win the next argument or come out on top. Not on becoming more convincing and winning your next negotiation. We have plenty of advice like that already. But with the holidays upon us, and yes, it is that time of year, which often forces us to spend time with people that have different beliefs and opposite opinions, I thought it might be good to send a message on how to connect with others before we disconnect, which is often the first thing we do. I know it's hard, because first and foremost, we are all concerned about ourselves first. We don't think so. We think of ourselves as kind and generous people, but we are quick to judge others who are not. We jump on those people whose screw-ups we see and hear about, starting from the president to famous musicians and business people, and then even our co-workers and neighbors. It is easy to judge them when the media rants and raves about their missteps. Calling someone an idiot on social media doesn't have any consequences, so everyone does it and gets away with it. We are all absorbed with ourselves first. We have thoughts and emotions and opinions, and we want to get them out. And when someone questions that opinion, we rise up and defend it. Our idea about ourselves is our identity. It is who we think we are, and it determines our actions and our behaviors. It determines our choices, where we live, work, and what we buy. It becomes our attitude. And if someone comes along and challenges that opinion that we have by making us feel stupid, we will get extremely defensive. We don't like to be challenged. Every time we challenge people's opinions and beliefs, we tend to create conflict. And this doesn't get us very far. Even if we mean well, even if we know we are right because we have better facts and data to back our statements up, it makes others feel stupid. It closes doors. It makes enemies, not friends. I believe we need to learn to accept other people's realities and ways of thinking. Just like our beliefs have been shaped by a lifetime of influences, piece by piece, experience after experience. Someone else's opinions were created just the same way. And they cannot be dismantled with one argument. Nobody who has been called an idiot on Twitter will say, let me see, maybe they're right. Let me change my ways. It makes us feel better in the moment to call someone like that, but it's highly ineffective. Instead of challenging others, attacking their beliefs about themselves, creating opposition and negativity, we need to learn one basic skill again, and that is to connect with others first. We need to see the human being first before we criticize and tear down what they say or do. And we can do that by first validating their opinion of who they are. We can acknowledge their identity. You see, we make it always about ourselves. I don't like using absolutes, but in this case I think it applies. We want to be right. We want to stand out. We want to show the world what we think. Connecting, building a bridge, means that we think about the other person first. Validating them means acknowledging them for who they are, despite their flaws and inaccurate statements and their opposing viewpoints. We first make them feel comfortable. We show them that we appreciate their presence. We acknowledge that their day may be a bad day. We get to the same level with that person, even if it means lowering ourselves. Because this, in turn, will bring their guard down. They will feel understood and appreciated. And that means they will resist us less. And when they are not in self-defense mode, it gives us then the chance to influence them. Every human being has their own reality and their way of thinking about the world. We need to respect that and show an understanding no matter how hard it is. And it is not that hard. We don't know what they've been through that caused them to adopt certain viewpoints, but we can try to relate and we can affirm their experience. It's simple. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I have been through something similar before. I know this must have been rough. Allow them to be right first. It is who they are. It is not our role to tell them what they think or feel is incorrect. We are not here to coerce them into thinking our way. When we get someone else to think that they are stupid, that person becomes defensive and closes off. We have to give others the permission to be themselves. And once they sense our understanding, they may be more open to any suggestions or idea we might have. If they feel bad about themselves, after you showed empathy with their difficulties, you can now add something that might raise their self-esteem. If they make statements you don't agree with, after you acknowledge them first, you can then offer a different perspective that could be considered. We need to learn to approach people as an individual with their own opinion about themselves. This applies to in-person encounters as well as social media. When I read some of the comments people make online, I can't help but wonder if we have lost that appreciation for others and different points of views. We can't seem to validate others anymore or feed their opinion. We always make it about us. Does this person like me? What do they think of me? We need to get outside of ourselves and learn to first think about the other person's needs. All we humans want to be validated. And we especially appreciate validation on the things we feel insecure about. Knowing this, let me ask you, who can you validate today? Did you know that we are as connected as never before, but at the same time we are lonelier than ever? I have heard it referred to as the loneliness crisis. Larry Rosen, a professor of psychology at Cal State University, writes it in an article in the Wall Street Journal. 3 major game changers have entered our world: portable computers, social communication, and smartphones. The total effect has been to allow us to connect more with the people in our virtual world, but communicate less with those who are in our real world. In May 2018, global health service company Cigna released results from a national survey exploring the impact of loneliness in the United States. The survey revealed that half of all American adults feel lonely. Correlate these findings to our human need for validation, and it becomes clear that we need to start making changes. And the change starts with us. Here are 4 quick notes to keep in mind next time you find yourself ready to jump at someone. 1. Validating someone's experience does not convey your agreement with it or that you think they're right. Remember that validating is not the same as liking. 2. Try not to become defensive. And I also try to stay away from offering unsolicited advice. Just focus on listening. And even if the person is accusing you of something, try to take some ownership, even if you just say, "I hear you." 3. Understanding comes before your advice or intervention. Show that understanding by reflecting back what they're saying. "I can see you're really upset. This must be so painful." And lastly, interject yourself in a gentle way. "Do you want my help with this problem? May I offer a different perspective? Can I share how I feel?" Connecting with others by validating them first, my friends. I think it's the first step that we all can take to make this world a better place. So much love.